You're sitting in a Monday morning all-hands meeting. Your CEO just announced a return-to-office mandate, 5 days a week starting next month. No exceptions. Your stomach drops. You've built your life around flexibility, the school pickups, the focused morning hours at home. And now it's gone. But here's what nobody in that room is telling you. Showing up won't save your career. And I'm going to prove it. 28% of companies are eliminating remote work entirely in 2026. Meta, Amazon, JP Morgan, they're all demanding full-time office presence. And something strange has happened. A year ago, 51% of workers said they'd quit over RTO mandates. Today, that number is 7%. 7. Workers have surrendered their leverage at the worst possible time. And the companies, they know it. But here's the trap they don't want you to see. Physical presence and career advancement? They're not the same thing, not even close. Let me take you inside what's really happening in corporate America right now. The return to office wave isn't about productivity. It never was. 80% of companies reported losing talent because of RTO mandates. 80%. They're bleeding skilled workers and they're still doubling down. The data tells a story that should terrify every executive, but somehow hasn't. The most skilled workers are 77% more likely to leave after a mandate. According to Yahoo Finance, the probability of more skilled employees departing after RTO mandates is 77% higher than that of less skilled workers. Think about what that means. The people with the most options, the ones every company needs most, they're the first ones out the door. And who stays? The workers who can't afford to leave. The ones with mortgages and daycare bills and healthcare plans tethering them to jobs they'd rather escape. So these mandates aren't filtering for quality. They're filtering for desperation, and that changes the calculation entirely. Sounder reports found that RTO policies disproportionately push working parents, caregivers, and people with disabilities to quit. The talent exodus isn't random, it's targeted. Now here's where it gets interesting for you. The workers who remain, they think they figured out the game. Show up, get promoted. Simple math. According to My Perfect Resume, 40% of workers believe on-site employees will be most favored for pay and promotions in 2026. Only 7% picked remote workers. But believing something and that thing being true? Two very different realities. Let me tell you about a phenomenon researchers call presence bias. Your manager sees you at your desk every day. That visibility creates familiarity. Familiarity breeds preference. Preference becomes opportunity. It sounds logical. But here's the problem. Being visible and being seen as valuable are completely different things. You can warm a seat for 8 hours and still be invisible. Career research from ITD World puts it bluntly. Quote, if you are not visible, you are invisible. Leaders must notice an individual's contributions to consider them for promotions. The key word there is contributions, not attendance. Not FaceTime, not walking laps around the office hoping someone notices you exist. The same research found something that should change how you think about your entire career. Quote, companies don't reward the hardest workers, they reward the most visible and valuable ones. Visible and valuable, not just visible, not just valuable, both, at the same time. To the right people. That's the combination that unlocks promotion. And here's the part that makes the RTO debate irrelevant. You can achieve strategic visibility from anywhere. The office is one tool. It's not the only tool. So let me give you the cheat code. What actually moves the needle on promotions isn't where you sit. It's whether the right people know what you've accomplished. Consider sending a weekly wins email to your manager every Friday. Not a novel. 3 to 5 bullet points. Specific accomplishments. Measurable outcomes. Takes 10 minutes. This document creates visibility regardless of where you work. When promotion discussions happen, your manager has ammunition, concrete examples, not just a feeling that you're doing well. Here's another move worth considering. Volunteer for one high-profile cross-functional project per quarter. Something that puts you in front of leadership outside your direct team. Why does this matter? Because your boss can only promote you if their boss knows who you are. Cross-functional work puts you on radars that matter. My Perfect Resume reports that 74% of workers predict they'll have the same or less bargaining power to demand flexibility in 2026 compared to last year. Power dynamics have shifted. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. It means the game has changed, and most people haven't updated their playbook. If you're hybrid, stop picking random days to come in. Strategic scheduling is a real tactic that top performers use and most employees ignore completely. You might want to schedule your office days around important meetings, leadership presence, and collaboration opportunities, not arbitrary compliance. Make every day in the office work for you. The employee who comes in Tuesday through Thursday because HR said so, they're playing defense. The employee who comes in when it matters most, they're playing offense. According to founder reports, nearly half of companies now demand employees be in office at least 4 days a week. 28% have eliminated remote work entirely. That's the landscape. You can fight it, or you can work within it. Most people are choosing to comply without a strategy. That's the mistake. Compliance is baseline. It's the minimum. It's what everyone else is doing, and doing what everyone else does gets you what everyone else gets, which is nothing special. Consider building relationships with 3 to 5 people outside your immediate team. Regular virtual coffee chats or in-person lunches during office days. This network becomes your early warning system. They'll tell you about opportunities before they're posted. They'll mention your name in rooms you're not in. That's how careers actually move. Through people, not presence. And here's a practice that might transform your career. Keep a personal brag document, updated monthly. Every win, every metric, every positive piece of feedback, stored where you can find it. When performance review time comes, you won't be scrambling to remember what you did 6 months ago. You'll have ammunition, real examples, specific numbers. Emphasis. That's power. Now I want to address something important. Some of you are watching this and thinking, I can't afford to leave. I have to comply. I have no leverage. I hear you, and I'm not going to pretend the power dynamics are fair. They're not. But leverage isn't just about being willing to quit. Leverage is also about being too valuable to ignore, about building a reputation so strong that your absence would create a problem. That's the real cheat code here. Not fighting the mandate, not surrendering to it. Making yourself so visible and so valuable that the mandate becomes irrelevant to your trajectory. The people who get promoted during RTO mandates aren't the ones who show up the most. They're the ones who make sure their contributions are impossible to overlook. Remember, 80% of companies lost talent because of these mandates. That's not a stable situation. The pendulum will swing again. It always does. And when it does, when companies start competing for talent again, the workers who built strategic visibility will have options. The ones who just complied, they'll have attendance records. So what's your move this week? Here's one action you can take right now. Before you close this video, open your email. Draft that first weekly wins message. Start with hi, manager's name. Wanted to share a few wins from this week. 3 bullets, specific results. That's it. Send it Friday at 4 p.m. You'll thank yourself later. If this kind of career strategy resonates with you, hit subscribe. We cover tactics like this every week. The moves that actually change your trajectory, not corporate fluff. Real playbooks. Look, the RTO mandate isn't going away. Fighting it is exhausting. Complying without strategy is dangerous. But playing the visibility game? That's how you stay in control. Physical presence is one form of visibility. Strategic visibility, making sure the right people know your value. That's the real career cheat code. You don't have to be in the office every day to get promoted. You have to be impossible to overlook. And those are very different things. Now get out there and make yourself visible. Not just present, visible. Your career depends on knowing the difference.